Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
High school sports are back. You can watch it.
You have Brian Flores' big story, which is going to impact a lot. And you now got a team called the Commanders in your league. What? Kind of sounds very USFL-ish, but it may take some getting used to. I imagine if you just told me today that there was a, I don't know, maybe a Jaguars or a Texans in your league, it might, if it wasn't something to which you were used, it might be odd, but that's the new Washington football team name is the Commanders. Good morning to you. Happy Chilly Wednesday. It's your opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 News Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, hey, living.
What do?
All right today?
Yeah.
All right. You down with the Washington Commanders?
Still would have liked if they would have just came out and been like, you know what? We're keeping the football team.
I like football.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm looking for a logo.
Now it's Washington Commanders.
It's the same colors, the maroon and gold, with like a W, a different looking W with like little eagles kind of in the two little eagle head. It looks like eagle heads anyway to me. Where the W's kind of have the two V's in them. It's always I've always wondered that. Kind of shouldn't it be double V that you said W? Does it look like a W to you or a double V? When whoever was putting the language together. Is that a double V or a double U? Anyway, where the double V is. Don't start. So you get the Washington Commanders. You down?
Yeah. I believe Derek dropped that on us yesterday in his phone call.
I believe that was one of those that was out there yesterday. Yes.
Commanders.
The Commanders. So go. You've got that. Your Denver Broncos are for sale. That's kind of interesting.
How much?
More than you got.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know you're a very, very well-off man, but I'm thinking it may be more.
All right, who wants to go in together? Let's start this fun.
All right, the two of you go together, and you can buy the Denver Broncos. But while you're buying the Denver Broncos, they're going to be facing a lawsuit.
John Elway out of the way?
Well, he may get himself out of the way. Yeah, that may happen as well. What are you hearing out of Minnesota in regards to your coaching hire, Marie?
Today is the day.
So Jim Harbaugh's there now, right? I mean, it was
It's in good old Minnesota.
8 o'clock Central Time is what I understood, which is kind of now, is when he's sitting there with Ziggy.
Yeah, he's in there with Ziggy.
And
some caribou coffee.
You think that's what they're having? Is it, I mean, you don't do like Seattle's Best or Pete's?
Caribou coffee.
Is that it? Okay. All right. How many Starbucks are there, though? As much as anywhere else.
Yeah, of course. Many.
Yeah, but caribou coffee's the way. So this afternoon, when are you thinking?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and that's what's going on there. And then you've got the Brian Flores lawsuit, which obviously we're going to get into, and he's going to speak today. Brian Flores, the former Dolphins coach, who was fired, and I think we all sat around and said, "What? Like why?" And the only way it made sense is we were hearing stories that he was not fully sold on the quarterback in Miami being Tua Tagovailoa. and management was, and so you understand. Well, I mean, if you guys aren't sold, and we need everybody to be on the same page, and the bosses wanted that quarterback, and so they go. And he feels that the interviews that he's gotten have been sham interviews to appease the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule, of course, is the rule that was put in place, named after the former Steelers owner, Art Rooney, that each team must interview at least one black candidate for their head coaching vacancies, and I believe general manager as well. Is that also part
I
of it?
believe so.
In the hopes that would lead to more hirings of minority and specifically black head coaches. There is currently one black head coach in the National Football League. That is Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The league is roughly 70% African American players. The intent is to have your management, your coaches, your front offices somewhat representative of the makeup of your league. And it's just not the way it is. And so Brian Flores went out and in large respect, and he said it. I am putting my career on the line, and he knows these guys that he's suing are not going to hire him ever again. But he feels that this needs to come to an end and stop what's going on. We're watching the interview process go on, and JJ, what's open still? Is it just Houston, Jacksonville, and Minnesota? Is that all that's left? Miami,
Saints?
Miami, and the Saints. So there's 5 jobs open. Okay, so we filled 4, all with white coaches, and this is where it gets tough. And I know there's some of the thing that's cut and dry. Is what's Brian Eberflus's? What's his first name? Is it Brian, Ray, Herbie? What's his name?
Matt?
Okay. Is Matt Eberflus not qualified? Is Josh McDaniels, who the Broncos hired, not qualified? Who did you guys hire?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, by all responses, by everybody's opinion, he's so. These guys are going to get the brunt of it. They applied for a job, they got it, and other people didn't. But obviously, there's an issue. Obviously, there's not a fair representation. If 70% of your league is African American and 1 out of 32 coaches is African American, and you have a number of candidates who feel like, and this is where I struggle a little bit, and I'm gonna lean on you guys to see where you feel. Everybody knows, right? Everybody knows that Eric Bieniemy should get a job, or everybody knows that Brian Flores should have a job, or everybody knows that Byron Leftwich should have a job. And I mean, and I say everybody knows with the sarcasm font. None of us are in those interview rooms. None of us know the candidates against whom they are competing. And where do you stack up? And I think a lot of people are beyond caring at this point, right? And I understand the frustration. I hope this doesn't turn into an attack on Nathaniel Hackett and Jim Harbaugh and Josh McDaniels sort of a thing. Because it feels to me like what those people did is apply for a job just like everybody else. They got a job. You can argue with me that they had an advantage because they're white, and that's the argument. But I think we're in for a long haul with what's going on here.
And there's so much more in this than just a hiring process.
Yes.
You're looking at an owner in Stephen Ross that was over his skis, and guess what? A lot of us were expecting that, especially it was coming down following the NFL's investigation in the Washington football team.
Mm-hmm.
And then if John Gruden and stuff came out, there's a reason that I'm sure all these owners got together knowing I do not want my dirty laundry out there because this is going to be bad for myself and everyone else. And you're starting to see more of that with what Brian Flores alleges Stephen Ross did in terms of tampering, trying to pay him to lose football games to improve draft position. And there is a problem with coaching diversity in the NFL. And what's hard is you have this Rooney Rule in place, which you put it there and you're like, all right, hopefully this opens the door. But then you have people going, well, we know it's a sham because a lot of these coaches, in reading more and more stories about it, there's a lot of black coaches in the league that don't want to take these interviews because they don't feel like it's truly
Well, I feel like
an interview for them. But then everyone's like, no, you need it for the experience. You need it for the opportunity. Well, those opportunities aren't coming from it. So what can this league do? What are the owners that have been there, done that have been a part of this process for how long? changing now.
We'll have this conversation, and I know it's going to be emotional. I know we most likely have a relatively solid thought, whichever way your thought is. I think we agree. I think we do. That there's an issue in regards to what JJ said, the diversity of the hiring at that position. I saw something, JJ. Let me see if this is right. That there have been 511 NFL head coaches, and 26 have been black. And
Did you say head coach?
Head coaches,
Okay.
511. Look, I don't expect it to be 26 white and out of 511. I don't, but I don't expect it to go this way with the makeup of the league. When your workforce, and essentially that's what players are, is your workforce. And look, there have been some successful black head coaches. You know, everybody points to Mike Tomlin, and then I hear, well, what about this one, and this one, and this one who didn't work? All right, how many bad white coaches have there been? I mean, there have been a lot. I just don't know that you can sit here and paint with that broad of a brush. I think Brian Flores did a pretty nice job in Miami. I thought he wanted a higher clip. I think he beat Bill Belichick 3 out of the last. Well, I don't think so. I know he did. So where is this going to go? And it's going to be interesting where the conversation goes. Some of the allegations coming from Brian Flores are pretty serious. 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. That's how to get to us. Sebastian Noel at 8:30 this morning. High school fans are going to be back in the stands tomorrow. Looking forward to talking to Sebastian, catching up with him on the high school stuff. Lobel women play tonight. Lobel men play on Friday, so we get into that. We'll get into the college basketball from yesterday. There's more NFL stuff to do. We got that for you. Big game in the NBA last night. Maybe an NBA Finals preview. We'll get into what happened there as well. It's the opening drive. We're on ProView Networks. Adrian produces there. And we're on the radio where he Marie produces on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to...
The Phoenix Suns are really, really good. 121-111. They beat the Nets of Brooklyn last night. I don't know how much people watch. Kyrie Irving played in this game. He did score 26. James Harden had 22. There was no Kevin Durant. You had 35 from Devin Booker, who is... Can we make an argument? And I know this is it might be a stretch for some. The MVP and maybe the best player in the game right now.
Devin Booker deserves to be in that conversation. He's not the best player.
All right, that's fair. I think Devin Booker. Well, I think he's on his way to being maybe the best player in the game. Who's the best player in the game? Is it still Kevin Durant? Even though he didn't play, he's got to be in the game all the time. This guy plays every day. No, honestly.
No, I think to your point, I'm still over Devin Booker, Giannis, Jokic, Embiid.
Okay.
But it's not. It's not like, oh my gosh, how could you say that?
Yeah, no. It's not. I don't think it's even cut and dry anymore. I mean, you didn't say LeBron James, and he's still pretty damn good. I think when everybody's healthy, I'll still side Kevin Durant. But this guy plays every night. Isn't that a big part of being the best player of the game?
Yep, availability.
Yeah. They're the best team in the league, aren't they?
Looking at the top.
Statistically, they are. Standings, why they are.
Because I think the East is still shocking. Like the one that surprises me just as much.
Yeah, that's fair. But they're not. But you consider Cavaliers maybe a surprise. They're not a title contender.
No. Same thing. I think you say the same thing with the Bulls. I don't think they're a title contender.
Yeah, no, they're a good story. They're on their way.
But like the Heat, the amount of games they played without Bam, Adebayo, Jimmy Butler's been in and out.
Okay.
They have one of the top records in the Eastern Conference. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they do. But again, if you look at, we mentioned this yesterday, the top 3 teams in the West are Phoenix and Golden State, and you're like, oh yeah, and Memphis, and to some that may invalidate it. Well, how good can it? Well, they're really damn good, But I didn't catch a bunch of it last night. In fact, I was watching the college stuff last night and watching more Mountain West Conference basketball and watching Steve Alford, and that boy, they're struggling, dude. They're struggling at Nevada. They got beat last night, 69-58. Run off the floor in the first half. But I was watching that last night. I didn't want to watch a bunch of the NBA stuff. College basketball last night. Lobos will go on Saturday in Clune Arena. Air Force, the team against whom they will play, got run last night in Logan. 73-46. Utah State beat Air Force. Utah State's coming on. UNLV won at home last night. The Battle of the Silver State, I believe they call it. 69-58. UNLV beat Nevada. And Fresno State beat up on San Jose State in San Jose. 73-43, a 30-point win for the Bulldogs last night. Nothing really surprising last night, but Utah State feels to me like after all those close losses to start conference play, feels like they beat San Diego State, Nevada, Air Force after losing those 4 in a row. And you look at the 4 in a row that they lost by 5, by 2, by 7, and by 3. They were in every game. The Fresno State game was the one that surprised me. But it feels to me like they're starting to put things together a little bit.
Utah State's a team you don't want to have to play right. Is they're going to add a dent to your resume, and this is what's going to be difficult for the Mountain West, is these teams are beating each other up, and you can yell about the net rankings all you want. If you're not getting 5 teams.
No.
All of a sudden, 3 or 4 of these teams continually just keep beating each other up. You're going to get 2 in.
Yeah.
Because that's where the league doesn't get the respect yet. In other leagues, you beat each other up. Like, man, look at the schedule. Not quite there at the Mountain West.
Yeah, you've got Boise State, who's 8-0 in the league, 17-4 overall. Wyoming with the big win the other day, 6-1, 17-3. Colorado State 6-3, 16-3, and San Diego State 4-2, 12-5. And the next team, we're talking about Utah State, they're 4-5, 13-9. I just don't see a scenario where they get in at large, but I see a scenario where they get hot and run through the conference championship, the league tournament.
Yes.
Fresno State's capable of that as well. So UNLV's beating people. I think you got 6 teams who can go in there and make a run. Nevada's struggling. He's beat up Sherfield, didn't play last night again. They're 3-5, they're 9-10. They're cranky in Reno, by the way. Cranky in Reno with that coaching staff and what's going on and what's not going on there. But that's what you had last night in the conference. There will be no games scheduled tonight on a Wednesday. They'll get back at it on Thursday with San Jose State, Utah State, Boise State, and Wyoming. Friday, San Diego State, Colorado State's a big one in Moby. A big one in Moby. I mean, you think they'll be ready up there for that one? Aztecs are going to go up there. It's going to be cold and wild up there. After that 30-point beatdown that the Aztecs put on the Rams, that was Colorado State's first loss of the season. They get the return match up in Moby on Friday, and then you get Nevada and Fresno State. And then Saturday, Lobos will get back at it at Air Force, San Jose State at Boise State, and UNLV at Utah State. When is Boise State going to get beat? I mean, somewhere, right? Is it at Utah State next week? That was postponed. Is it at Wyoming?
Yes. Well, when exactly, I'm not sure, but they'll drop one of those games.
I mean, they got to go to Wyoming. They still have CSU at home. They get Utah State at home. They get San Diego State at home. I mean, that's what the schedule is now. That's what the schedule is now. Lord knows what it's going to look like.
Change.
I mean, changing regularly. But that's where it is. All right. And then you got a game tonight. Lobo women's basketball. One in a row after suffering their first conference loss on Thursday last week at UNLV. They win in San Diego on Saturday. Back home in the pit tonight. It's such a bummer that they're going to hit the weather and just when the storm's hitting as far as a crowd, because you're getting a pretty decent Colorado State team coming in tonight.
Yeah, one of the thing about the Mountain West right now, and it's very similar to the men's side. There's a ton of exceptional guards in the conference. And you're getting another one, McKenna Hofschild, who's one of the leaders in the nation in assist-to-turnover ratio. Someone that's out there, they're like Latoya Duff playing 39, 40 minutes per game. So you get an excellent battle in a backcourt Colorado State team that's trying to find their groove, sitting there at 5-4, in Mountain West play. And for the Lobos, the UNLV loss, all right, it happened, but it just adds a little bit more pressure overall because now you are scoreboard watching. You want to try to grab that number 1 seed, back-to-back regular season Mountain West titles. So you got to keep pace with UNLV, and it starts with Holden Serve at home, putting that undefeated record on the line.
Who's in third place?
Nevada.
How far back?
It's 2 or 3. I got it.
All right, so you're comfortable. Really, what you're fighting for is the 1 seed. And is there going to be a huge difference in the conference tournament between the 1 seed and the 2 seed? It's obviously one side of the bracket to the other, but when you look at the way it's shaken out now, and you know this league, and you've seen every team, and you've been in every gym, you want to win the league. I mean, I get it. You always want to be you want to win.
It's about Vegas.
But
showing up.
So usually the 1 and 2 seeds, you both get in the same path, essentially. You get the same buys, you get the same, right? It's about the draw, who's coming up. On the semifinal round, you get the 2-3 game as opposed to the 1-4 game, which usually is an advantage for the number 1 seed. But sometimes you look at it and say, well, maybe not, because the 4 seed
how it's set up
the 2 and 3 right now.
At the end, you totally don't know. And I think everyone understands that on the women's side that they want to continue to have these high expectations, play this way in the regular season, but it comes down to doing something in Las Vegas. Having an appearance in Mountain West title game, having a chance to go to the NCAA tournament. But it still starts with games like this, because even with starting 5 seniors, 2 fifth-year seniors, they're still working, they're still pushing every day. It goes right to the start of that San Diego State game. Mike Bradbury, about a minute 14 in, calls a timeout. This team came out flat, down 5-0, ended up being down 13-3 a couple minutes after that until things got going. So there's still plenty of things for this team, even with all the experience that's on the floor, to try to put their dominoes in a row so they can knock them down in Las Vegas.
Have you looked at the net rankings for women?
Really?
We're like,
this is funny.
Not in the last couple days.
Do you know where New Mexico is?
They've been hovering like high 90s, early 100s.
You know, when you look at a record, right, you say they're 8-1 conference?
9-1.
9-1 conference, 17-5 overall. You'd think, all right, well, I mean, 50s, 60s, they're 98 in the net. And like I told you, man, this is hocus pocus to me. UNLV is 81, and so that explains when your top 2 teams are 81 and 98, and you think they're pretty good. That explains it to you, because the rest of the league is basically quad 3 teams. You're 10-0 against in home games. Therein lies the issue. And I don't know if this is respect, right? This is all computer driven. The computer doesn't understand. Supposedly Wyoming is 126, and Colorado State, who's in tonight, is 130, and I'm just throwing numbers at you. I understand. But my whole point on this was, we hear the net rankings from the men's side and Mountain West and how good it is.
Give me 1 second.
And how they got 5 teams in the top 50. I figured, all right, well, New Mexico, the way they're playing, I know what the eye test tells me, and I figured they'd be 50s, 60s, 98. That's barely top 100. And it surprised me. So, or whatever that means to you when it comes to the, it should reinforce the understanding that one team's getting in, and it's going to be the team who wins that tournament in Vegas. It's really, with all this, it's going to come down to 3 days in Vegas. 505-246-0610. We'll take your phone calls when we get back. 888-922-0610. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buckets, the opening drive on 95.9.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos!
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of Pro V Sports.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better.
They were great, and I guess this one was weird because there was no drama to it. Like, you knew it on Saturday, and then, I mean, Adam Schefter, if you want to get mad at Schefter, it's because he stole Tommy's thunder, right? But if you guys are mad at Schefter, I mean, he did his job. He got, and somebody from Tommy's camp leaked it, right? Somebody from Tom Brady's camp leaked it to Schefter and to Jeff Darlington. And so they broke the story because, you know what? That's their job. Their job is to break stories. That's what they do, and they do it really well. Like, if someone told you Jim Harbaugh is going to be the new Vikings coach, right?
You'd listen.
You would listen.
Can't wait for tomorrow.
Oh, now it's tomorrow?
Oh.
No, I'm saying it might not happen while we're on the OD.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. All right, you can get in on the Brian Flores story as well. Your thoughts on that? Some of the stuff in there. Some of the the Belichick emails are going to, or the Belichick texts are going to be very interesting in this. The owner of the Dolphins want to pay him $200,000 a game to lose.
Wrong, Brian. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about that. All right, Edward. Good morning to you.
Oh, we've been waiting for this.
Have we?
Well, thank you. I'm asking you guys to be a little bit benevolent with me. You typically are. You guys have been very gracious, so I appreciate it. I had an laugh out loud moment yesterday when JJ was sequestered in the break room by being asked, "Hey, who are you?"
Yeah, who are you?
At least they didn't ask you to vacuum around their cubicle.
Yeah.
JJ, you are such a unique talent and probably the face of that whole radio situation, and I just had to laugh. I mean, that was awesome. So thank you for sharing that with us yesterday. It was levity is a great thing.
Yes.
Do you know who I am? Boy, if it came out the Dolphins were paying Flores
Or
to lose
try
games,
to. Or try to.
that will be, oh boy, you talk about spending millions of dollars and shutting down the New England franchise to talk about air pressure, 1 ounce of air pressure, 24-month investigation. If the boy Goodell is going to earn all of this $45 million over the next 2 weeks, because what a debacle. Anyway, the reason I called is for the great Thomas Edward Brady. I don't speak with trepidation this morning. You know, I've thoroughly enjoyed 20 years. We've had joy, inspiration. It's been fun. That's why we're sports fans. I'm going to harken you back, Jeff, to when we were kids, and we would look at magazines and the back of football cards, and you would read statistics. Hey, and the team I root for has 2 Super Bowls, and maybe they can get a third. And, or this team has 4 Super Bowls. Can they get to number 5? And it's amazing, and that's why it's the platform of why we become sports fans. I shared with you guys yesterday in the history of the NFL, the Super Bowl in the Super Bowl era. I'm not going to go back to when there was no face masks and they played in leather helmets. I consider the Super Bowl era, of course, 1966 and beyond.
Yeah.
There's been 4 outside of the Patriots. There's been 4 dynasties: the '60s Packers, which I believe are very underrated as a dynasty because they won a bunch of NFL championships. And then the first 2 Super Bowls. I think they won 5 straight.
Okay.
And then the 70s, you had the Steelers with that great defense. They won 4 out of 6 years. It was amazing. And Terry Bradshaw is also very underrated all time. Then you jump into the 80s, and Bill Walsh came in and revolutionized the game with the West Coast offense. And the Niners won their 4 Super Bowls. They actually have 5. They won 1 in the 90s, but they won 4 in the 80s with that dynamic offense and Joe Cool, who was amazing. Joe Montana's amazing. And then you ushered in the Cowboys in the early 90s, which won 3 out of 4 years. Every one of those was in the pre-salary cap era. The salary cap era was implemented in 1993, and that Cowboys team was structured before the salary cap era.
Right.
And it was amazing. Every one of those was amazing. For Brady to win 7 Super Bowls in the salary cap era, which is predicated on balancing the league and having competitive balance, is astounding. He's more than double lapped the field. The way you gain clarity is you have to have a baseline. And I would say with almost every NFL sports fan, the baseline is Joe Montana and Peyton Manning for Tom Brady. Joe Montana was incredible. I rank him number 2 all time. If people want to talk about Deflategate, which I understand, right? If you want to talk about 1 ounce of air pressure, post the Deflategate debacle, which, by the way, ESPN issued an online apology because it was factually incorrect. We don't talk about that. And I'm still waiting for the NFL to release data, by the way. Since the Deflategate, Brady basically had Montana's career. Post Deflategate.
Yeah, look, he's had two, maybe 3 full careers.
He went to 5 Super Bowls post Deflategate and won 4 of them, which essentially eclipsed Montana's entire career.
And I think played with fully inflated footballs each time. Yes.
Exactly. So my intent is to say, growing up, I was a Dr. J fan. I didn't fully appreciate Larry Bird and Magic. I fully appreciate what they did now, and I think people should have taken a step back and said, hey, look what I'm seeing, because you're not going to see it again. Now, in 40 years, is someone going to come around and do amazing things? Absolutely. We just saw Mahomes, who I think is a unique talent. He struggled to win a playoff game. As great as Stafford played this past weekend, it came down to a dropped interception that would have completely flipped that game. My point is it's exceedingly difficult to win in the NFL.
That's
exceedingly
what I was
difficult.
saying yesterday. You're right, man. Yeah.
So I appreciate you letting me share a few thoughts, but to play 20 full seasons and to get to the conference title game 14 times, he's left the field.
Yeah,
and if people can't realize that, they're being emotionally, intellectually, psychologically dishonest with themselves.
They'll get there.
Because he's the greatest player ever.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for letting me share my thoughts.
Thank you. They'll get there. I think they get there. First of all, he is convinced the Rams won that game because Jaquiski Tartt dropped that interception. That's it. Because somehow Jim Garoppolo was going to come down and he was going to. That was the ball game. Like that was the last play of the game. That Stafford didn't do anything. Like he's got to get over that one. He's struggling with himself. All the rest of the stuff he said is right. Context is right. If you didn't enjoy it, that's on you. If you hated, that's cool. That's fine. That's part of being a sports fan, by the way. And I'm going to guess you probably found some enjoyment in hating Brady over the years.
We don't enjoy other people's success. We enjoy other people's failure.
You know that.
Yes.
In this country, we despise success for whatever reason. When people have success, especially in sports, at an elite level, we want to chop it down. We started, like, why do you think everybody was rooting for the Bengals the other day? We've started to see this Kansas City thing. That could become a dynasty. I've been there 4 times in a row. Gosh, I hope I want to see somebody else. I don't want to see Alabama and Nick Saban anymore. We're tired of seeing Duke. We're tired of seeing the Patriots.
It comes for everyone.
Yeah.
When people don't agree with you, you're just a bunch of jerks.
That's right.
Like Joe Burrow, he's not going to be the cool swagger guy. He's going to be the
cocky guy,
overrated guy.
That's the evolution.
Like tomorrow.
By the way, I just read that Cincinnati public schools will be closed on Valentine's Day.
On Monday.
That should be the rule everywhere.
Well,
I'm kidding, but that is amazing.
I've always been on the kick that the Super Bowl should be on Saturday.
Ooh, yeah, because then you recover the next day.
Yeah, I've always been on that. I mean, you've got to, if you're going to do the 2 weeks, there's no reason that the Super Bowl shouldn't be Saturday. Now, I know the television number on a Sunday late afternoon or early evening in the East is better than it is on Saturday night. But I firmly believe that if this was a Saturday event, that everybody's Saturday plans
it's a holiday,
then.
man.
Yeah. That's one bandwagon I have been on for a long time. That makes a lot of sense.
Sign the petition.
Well, I mean,
send it in.
But I mean, I do believe that one. And schools are closed in Cincinnati on they think
that's what I'll vote for. Whoever just runs on changing the Super Bowl to a Saturday.
Yeah. The hell with your thoughts on the economy.
Bingo.
And abortion.
Bing bong.
But
that will directly impact my life.
Closing schools the day after the Super Bowl. We're moving the Super Bowl to Saturday. Yeah, all right. Then you have my vote. Yes, an unbelievable career, and hopefully you sat back and enjoyed it. It's kind of like, I think the same thing with LeBron. I've never been a gigantic LeBron fan, and I've watched it. But you've got to admire it. You've got to admire what went on. How many finals he went to? How many straight conference finals he went to? How many admire it? Kobe was the same way. I mean, what was going on there? Sometimes there's the greats, and whether you're a fan of them or not, there's transcending careers. Tiger, Joe Montana was like that. 505-246-0610. Keep them coming on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Just for Pros event is back.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos!
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of Pro V Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do
Washington
is dream of what to do with it
Commanders
next.
football team in
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are
So it'll be the Dallas Cowboys and their arch rivals, the Commanders. You down with that?
Yeah.
I mean, fine.
Commanders. It does. I like the way you laid it out because right now, if you said most of the NFL team names that we weren't comfortable with, everyone would be like, "What? That's ridiculous!" Like, there's no name of a franchise that people would be like, "That's unique. That makes sense." Oh, you're calling a team the Jaguars? Oh, you're a Panther now?
What is a Raider? Right, we came out now, the Las Vegas Raiders.
But it has that USFL feel.
It does. Commanders.
It really does.
Yeah, Commanders does to me. But it's what they are, and you'll get used to it.
Is your Washington football team apparel from the last year or two going to be like worth money?
No, it'll just be obsolete. You'll wear it like this old Rams logo on my mug.
They did that logo on the front of the helmet threw me off a little bit. I thought it was West Virginia for a second.
Well, because it was that big blocked W, right? Yeah. Did you really think it was West Virginia?
For a second, 'cause I just saw a photo online. I was like, "Oh, there's a West Virginia helmet." Oh, nope, that's Washington Commanders.
All right. No, I'm down with that. I can somewhat see that. All right. Well, that's the new name of that team, and I mean that was their big unveiling today, and congratulations to them, I guess. I mean,
there was a news station. I saw this on Twitter. They were flying a helicopter around before the announcement.
Okay.
And they zoomed in through the window, and they could see the whole stage setup.
Oh, really? So they knew?
Yeah.
So they kind of
maybe put a curtain up.
They Adam Scheftered it and stole their thunder.
If you have this big old announcement set, you're like February 2nd, new name for the Washington football team. Put a curtain over it. You can't just look through the window and be like, "Oh, Commanders, got it, thanks."
All right, you came over. I'm not coming to your press conference.
I don't need to sit here now.
It's out on the Twitter now. Washington Commanders. All right. Interesting W. I mean, it's nice. It's unique. Unique. It's different. It's a big W. It's good for them. All right. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to feel? I don't even know. Like okay.
I see some people get upset, but I think some people they don't like change. I guess. It's been that forever.
You knew, they told you they were changing. Like
yeah.
It's been what, Redskins forever? I mean, come on. Yeah. We're moved from that. You got to get over that, whether you like that or not. So you knew something was coming. I mean, I don't know, fine, whatever. Like if somebody came out now, Minnesota Vikings. Would that sound right to you? I mean, it's been your whole life, so I guess it sounds right.
Yeah, I'd be sad, but not like wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. All right, that's.
Hey JJ. Hey. Insider info. I think you're getting an offensive coordinator by the name Clint Kubiak.
Oh, good old Clint.
Congratulations.
I'm sure he has a place or someone he can hook up with in Denver. Dad's spent a lot of time there.
Just want to inform you.
So is that down for sure?
It's about to go down.
So now it could either be Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins, quarterback of the Denver Broncos.
We're up the pie here on a Wednesday.
Either way, you're an upgrade, aren't you?
It's going to be
Teddy B?
Yes, from Teddy B.
Yeah.
Yeah, as much
That's
as you
what I'm
like
saying.
him. Yes. I mean, yes. For your team that's up for sale, by the way.
Crowdsourcing funds. Let's go by the Broncos, everyone.
So I don't even know what this means. And when you start telling me 2.4 billions and whatever, the price will likely be the most for any North American sports franchise to date. The Pat Bowlen Trust is operating the team since he stepped away from his day-to-day operations back in 2014 because of the early onset of Alzheimer's. It's valued at just under $4 billion. So, JJ, I mean, you're going to have to get a couple of friends in on this one. Like, it's not just going to be you and me.
Yeah. We need a lot of investments. I don't know if anyone, a transaction of that size, you're ready just to check for it, and you're like, please don't cash it for 30 days. Like, what are we doing for?
I'm going to tell you, I haven't done many of these. That's not how this one works.
NFTs, crypto, can you get involved in that at all?
Friends of JJ Unite, buying the Broncos.
Buying an NFL franchise, y'all.
Start a GoFundMe.
You got a contract with Josh McDaniels to be your head coach, by the way. You knew that? Oh, never mind.
The Raiders do.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, who's your coach? Yeah, it's, yeah, sorry.
Not that nightmare again, Jim.
That was last time. Come on, Jim. Do you know the score here, Jim? Or, I don't know. It looks like they're going to throw it. Jim, I think they're going to throw I wouldn't do that, Jim. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM6 and the Sports Animal.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results. Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos!
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family.
New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and JJ Bond.
All right, Snowy. It was snowing where you guys were? Do you have any snow? Nothing at your place?
No.
It's supposed to start at 9 a.m.
We had some. The cars outside had snow on them. There was snow on the yard, not on the streets, but on the yards. So we had snow up at our place. It's gonna tomorrow morning. Yeah, tomorrow morning might be a little sketchy. Maybe we're gonna we might do our show the shows from the home studios tomorrow. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Why are you looking at me?
Except me.
Wow. Joe Biden. That's why you live downtown.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Yeah, it's the opening drive. Jeff Cindietta.
So I can be here for the snow days.
Hey, Marie and Adrian. That's right. News this morning. You got a new team name in Washington. The Commanders, the Washington football team. So it's no more WFT. It's WC. I know you wanted corruption. I know you wanted gridlock. I know you wanted something cuter than Commanders. But you got Commanders. So that's what you got. You got the Brian Flores lawsuit. Have you read some of the stuff in the Brian Flores lawsuit?
Absolutely.
The Dolphins are accused. Brian Flores, the former coach of the Dolphins, has sued the NFL, the Dolphins, the Giants, and the Broncos for basically discrimination. Racial, well, not basically. I mean, racial discrimination in the hiring process, in the working process. The lawsuit says that basically the league, quote, in this lawsuit says, remains rife with racism, and that in certain critical ways the NFL is racially segregated and is managed much like a plantation, end quote. 32 owners. There's 32 teams. There's one head coach. 70% of the players are black. And so Flores is going to make it. He's going to go on a tour today. I guess he's going to be on ESPN later today.
Well, he's on it right now.
Right now.
Brian Flores, there's still open positions.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah.
So this isn't, he wasn't hired by anyone, so he's going around crying to everyone.
Yep.
Like, you come out with this, if you're Brian Flores, you're putting your professional career on the line for the rest of your life.
No doubt.
And bringing allegations of this caliber towards some of the most powerful people in sports, which are NFL owners, you're putting that all on the table. And the thing that does stand out to me is there's not a lot of people that think everything that is being said is crazy. And it was just kind of a moment of, all right, who's going to finally step up and push back? And Brian Flores has put himself out there, has laid out all these allegations. And you do have to take a step back and say, all right, well, how do you change it? If the Rooney Rule is not working and black coaches feel it's just a sham, you're just looking at other rules to implement that might be used in a similar way, which then all of a sudden that won't appease people, because that's what you're getting a lot of the coaches saying, is they feel like, well, they're just coming in because they know they have to fill the quota, and they're on to the next one. And something you said too, Jeff, is right in this, is this also doesn't mean then you go attack the coaches that were hired. It's not Nathaniel Hackett, Brian Daboll, Matt Eberflus, like their fault in this. But that's what is kind of put out there now, going, well, look at these coaches that are hired.
And somehow they're not nearly as qualified as Eric Bieniemy, Brian Flores. And I wonder the pressure now on whether it's Jacksonville, whether it's Houston, whether it's, what do we still got open?
Saints.
The Saints. To hire black coaches is mounting, right? I mean, it's mounting. And it feels like the Jaguars may have been pointing that way. Byron Leftwich's name has been mentioned quite a bit. And then it's going to be, we'll see. Now that this happened, they hire a black coach, which, I mean, there's going to be no winners here. Let's be very clear here. There's going to be no winners. The conversation, I think the one thing that's not debatable, and you can come out on wherever you are on what should happen. It's not debatable that there's 32 head coaches and there's one black coach. That's not debatable right now. Well, there's 32 teams, and there's one black coach right now. That's Mike Tomlin. That's not debatable, and it's. I mean, I haven't done the math. Everybody tells me it's 70%, so I'm going to imagine that that's been fact checked. But certainly a majority African American workforce in regards to players. If you're an owner, if you're a general manager, and you're sitting down and you're having interviews, and let's just take Nathaniel Hackett, who was hired by the Broncos. I think his resume is good. He comes with really good track record of success. It seems like people like him. And then you sit down with, I don't know, Eric Bieniemy or Brian Flores, whoever. And I'm in the process right now, JJ. I think I told you this. It's weird being on this side of the table. I've been the interviewer, and we've all been the interviewee, right? We've all interviewed for a job. And how do you come across the best and present? But I'm currently in the process of helping for an opening in our company, and I'm sitting on this side of the interviews. I'm listening to the answers. We're asking the questions. And JJ, how do you decide in your mind? How do you weight diversity, meaning a woman, meaning a person of color, to straight up qualifications? If Nathaniel Hackett was everything you were looking for, but he wasn't a minority, should you go the other way? Or Josh McDaniels or Brian Dable or any of these guys, right? I think this is such a delicate conversation with the overlying reality is you can't tell me, and I hear this, that every one of these black coaches are not as qualified as all these white people. And that's really where the conversation's coming in. And it's gonna get really tough and when you start reading some of the stuff, and we'll go through some of this in the lawsuit and the allegations, you start just going, damn, what's going on?
Yeah, and a lot of it too is NFL owners are like some of the most powerful people in sports, and they're just in a different mindset. Whether it comes to the allegations of, hey, I'll add your bank account if you lose games for us to have a draft pick, or just anything along those lines. You look at what happened with the Washington Commanders and the stuff that comes out, the trickle-down effect. And you know there's a lot of shadows and a lot of these rooms that Brian Flores is trying to expose, but then you also say, well, if the things that you were doing to try to change it and give opportunity, and at some point you're going to have to just put it on these teams, say, all right, make a hire, do something.
Well, so how do you
to change the tide?
So it's totally fair to say that, and I get it. You're hiring, and let's just say it's you're a franchise, right? You own a couple of KFCs or whatever your favorite, In-N-Out Burger, whatever it is. You want people telling you who to hire? You want to hire the people that you believe are the best people. And I don't know how the NFL office can sit there and tell the ownership of the Vikings or the Dolphins or whoever who to hire. They can make their suggestions, their recommendations, their preferences known, but ultimately the individual owners own these teams. It's their money, it's their team. And so I don't know that you can tell somebody who to hire for that.
And then and you take that opportunity, like the pressures then that would be on that person and that franchise, just kind of like going through the motions just to get through it. Because the one thing
I think that happens. I think that absolutely happens.
Is the NFL sure does like to play the game.
It's all over your field.
That they listen and they want to change things, this and that. But when the people in power start pushing back, they're like, oh, hold up.
Well, no. So if you're the owner, and let's go back to it again. You know, the McNairs that own the Texans, or Shad Khan who owns the Jaguars, or Ziggy Wolf who's interviewing Jim Harbaugh right now, or the Benson family who owns the Saints. Do you feel with this going on now, this more intense obligation to hire a coach of color? whether or not you feel that person, and maybe you do, maybe you don't. And I'm not telling you there are not very, very highly qualified black coaches. There are. I'm not. This is where I think our blind spot, and whether you acknowledge your blind spot or not, none of us are in these interview rooms. Okay, none of us know exactly what the team's looking for, and how the interviews go. And I'm sure it's like winning the press conference. When you win the interview, look. I've been on the other side of the table with plenty of people who've interviewed, and you just go, damn, that person just knocked the interview out. I mean, that's our person, right? That's our person. That's our blind spot. But do you think those 4 teams now are just feeling insane pressure to hire a black coach? Because I kind of do.
I think there's pressure there, and then if you're these coaches too right now, do you want to be the next? Yeah, do you want to be the next David Culley?
Well, was David Culley? I always thought he was interim anyway. I mean, why I didn't.
He was hired to be the coach of
he was for whatever reason. I always thought he was interim when they fired Bill O'Brien. Yeah, I mean, do you want to be do you want the opportunity? Yeah, I think you do. I think you want the opportunity, but I think let's just say that the Jaguars hired Byron Leftwich today. How many people are going to look at that and go, all right, you got that job because, which is not fair. It's not fair to Byron Leftwich or whoever, or Eric Bieniemy or whoever, whatever black coach gets a job. It's not fair to them. But I promise you, if one of them gets hired today, tomorrow, the next day, oh, yeah, now they hire him because of this.
Because people don't know that he was actually a candidate before.
Right. You got the job because of this. And look at now the NFL's running. And so now we're in a no-win situation. And I'm not blaming Brian Flores. Like, I think the bag that it takes to go do this is gigantic. But when you start listening to there's a 58-page lawsuit that claims that the Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, wanted to pay Brian Flores $100,000 for every loss, not win, loss that they had in 2019. Miami finished 5-11. The GM allegedly told Flores that Ross was mad that the new coach had compromised the team's draft position following the 29th season, and now Ross is accused of tampering with a prominent quarterback and giving him and Brian Flores his private yacht. It's according to Ian Rappaport of NFL Media. That quarterback was Tom Brady. Flores refused the initial meeting. Flores failed to comply with improper directives. Says he was treated with disdain as someone who was non-compliant following 2 winning seasons, and he was fired. And he was someone difficult to work with. Now, look, maybe he was difficult. Look, it's your team. If I mean, we've all had an issue with a boss somewhere along the line, and that there's a disagreement, and well, you're difficult to work with. No, you're difficult to work with. Well, the owner wins in those situations.
Yeah, and this is one too. We all thought maybe it was Brian Flores that was pushing so hard. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And he was probably going like, you know what? We can't do that. I'm not putting myself in position to get in trouble for this franchise right now. Stop. And they're like, no, Deshaun Watson. When we sat here and thought it was a Tua thing,
yeah,
maybe it wasn't.
All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Can I suggest you call International Protective Service? IPS protects my home. They have for years. Private security is something that's obviously on the rise because crime is on the rise and there's not enough officers to protect everything and be everywhere. So I've used IPS for years. I showed you yesterday, JJ. Right after we did the IPS spot yesterday, my Ring doorbell went off and I showed you IPS sitting right in front of my house. They were patrolling yesterday. They give us peace of mind. Go out of town. They watch your house. Pick up packages, mail, newspapers, roll garbage cans out. Those sorts of things. It's really something that helps keep the bad guys away for your home and for your business. And they're looking for more officers right now because obviously business is booming for them, and they want to be able to help as much of the community as they can. If you are retired law enforcement, former military, you've got security experience, IPS is looking for you now. You can work for a company passionate about stopping crime, protecting homes, businesses, and families, making Albuquerque a better place to live. If you want to utilize their service or you are interested in maybe becoming part of the IPS team, call 505-897-2420. That's 505-897-2420 or visit ipsglobal.com. Fill out an application online. Get world-class training, protect, and serve your community. It's IPS at 505-897-2420 or ipsglobal.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here. These are more than...
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Signal right now with the data issues, but got the app. You can pull us up on Facebook.
Lots of ways.
OD, ProView.
Yeah, but appreciate
Please and thank you.
Yeah, please and thank you is nice. All right, the NFL responded yesterday to Brian Flores' lawsuit, and it was within like 2 hours this came out. And they released a statement saying, quote, the NFL and our clubs are deeply committed to ensuring equitable employment practices and continue to make progress in providing equitable opportunities throughout our organizations. Diversity is core to everything we do, and there are few issues on which our clubs and our internal leadership teams spend more time. We will defend against these claims which are without merit, end quote. So at first glance, you look at it, okay, fine, their PR guy wrote a nice little statement. It's cute. How the hell do they know if those claims are without merit within 2 hours? With all due respect, how do they know within 2 hours that all of those claims are without merit?
This is just a PR game now.
Well,
you don't want to set yourself up to have something used against you in court or in whatever legal procedure comes with it.
I'll tell you straight up, that would be something that could be used against you in court. I mean, to flat out say without, you didn't investigate this. Did they already know about these allegations on the yacht and the stuff that was alleged to have taken place with the Dolphins owner? Did they already know about, and we'll get into what Brian Flores called a sham interview, that supposedly John Elway showed up late and hung over to the interview? Did they? I mean, like, how do they know? And I understand you. And even if you want to cut it right there, we will defend. Where is it? We will defend against these claims. Period. It's the last 4 words in there that I look at it and just go. It almost feels like we are blindly, we being the NFL, just blindly defiant. That well, maybe there is a chink in our armor. Maybe we do have a blind spot. Maybe there is a snow hole here. How do they know within 2 hours of the lawsuit that all these allegations are without merit? This is where I struggle with some of the sincerity of this. You can paint end racism in all your end zones and put, support diversity and equality on the back of your helmets. And I'm not telling you we should have a quota. I'm not telling you. I'm telling you there's an issue. Okay, whether it affects you or not, there's an issue. This is obvious. And I don't know that there's a simple solution. Some people do, well, just hire more black coaches. Okay, that's fine. And I think that's right on its merit, on its basis. But how can the NFL sit there and blindly say all these allegations are without merit within 2 hours, without investigating this, without having any idea? Of everything in here, that's what stood out to me the most.
Yeah, all I can say is I gotta believe that's a bunch of legalese.
That's not legalese.
Well, you wouldn't say that if it will get you in trouble.
I mean, I just think it's stupid. Here's the allegation from Brian Flores against the Broncos. Okay? Flores is claiming that in 2019 he interviewed for that job, and it was a sham, right? That he met with then general manager John Elway, CEO Joe Ellis, and members of the organization. And the lawsuit says that the men, Ellis and Elway, showed up an hour late, looked, quote, completely disheveled, end quote, and it was obvious they had been drinking heavily the night before. Now, Flores says the interview, the substance of the interview, the way the interview went, showed him, and this is his perspective now, that he was that he was only there because he was black and there was the Rooney Rule, and they were fulfilling the Rooney Rule. The Broncos never considered him to be a serious candidate. Vic Fangio got the job. Now, the Broncos have released a statement regarding their past interviews with Flores. They went through, who else would you go through? Adam Schefter. This is the Broncos' response to that quote. The allegations from Brian Flores directed towards the Broncos in today's court filing are blatantly false. Our interview with Mr. Flores regarding our head coaching position began promptly at the scheduled time of 7:30 a.m. on January 5, 2019 in Providence, Rhode Island Hotel. There were 5 Broncos executives present for the interview, which lasted approximately 3.5 hours, the fully allotted time, and concluded shortly before 11 a.m. Pages of detailed notes, analysis, and evaluations from our interview demonstrate the depth of our conversation and sincere interest in Mr. Flores as a head coaching candidate. Our process was thorough and fair to determine the most qualified candidate for our head coaching position. The Broncos will vigorously defend the integrity and values of our organization and its employees from such baseless and disparaging claims, end quote. See, now this is. What are you going to remember from this? Are you going to remember what the Broncos said, or are you going to remember the allegations against John Elway?
Ooh, the allegations against John Elway.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, whether John Elway showed up hungover and an hour late, or whether he showed up completely dressed to the nine after 15 hours sleep and was 10 minutes early. Doesn't matter, because the allegation's out there now. Right? For Brian Flores' sake, I hope this turns out to be true. Because again, those are allegations. You're saying, look, this is a sham. They're dodging the Rooney Rule. They don't care. They just did this. Now, I don't have a problem with the Broncos statement if that's the way they remember it, and that's their recollection, and that's in fact potentially true. I don't have a problem with them 2 hours later. They know what the allegations were. They were there, right? To me, that's the difference between that and the NFL statement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. We'll continue this conversation when we come back. We are going to talk with Sebastian Noel. See what I just did there?
I did see what you just did.
Did you remember that?
I did.
I know you did. High school gyms can be full again soon. We're going to get into what's going on in high school sports with Sebastian when we come back. You can send correspondence, emails, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Find us on the Twitter. It's _JJBuck. Want to tell you, Valentine's Day, don't get a toaster.
A toaster?
No, I said don't. But so for Valentine's Day, would on-the-spot automotive detailing be a good gift?
Yes.
Like, hey, honey, baby, sweetie, whatever you call her, Snooky, Schnookums, whatever. You can call him that too. I mean, whatever you call your significant other. An automotive detailing on the spot at your place, would that be a cool Valentine's gift? Feels like it would be, right?
Oh, yes.
I'm already kind of getting pressured that way.
Your car never stays clean in Mexico.
I promise you.
Albuquerque's always dirty.
So call On the Spot Automotive Detailing and make an appointment. Go to their website. It's otsdetailing.com. I've had this done a couple of times now. They come out to you wherever and whenever it's convenient, and they detail your vehicle. Wash it, wax it, clean it, scrub it, inside, outside, under the hood, around the tires, the rims, everything. And this is like a car lot. When it's done, your vehicle is like it's brand new. And I had people coming out going, oh, my goodness, it was in the parking lot over at the office. They do this where and when it's convenient for you. I don't know where they are. It doesn't matter as long as they know where I am. So they'll come to your office. They'll come to your home. They'll be outside. You'll get a text. You go outside, and bam, it looks beautiful. Consider this as you're considering, what am I going to do for Valentine's Day? Also, now they have ceramic coating, the best way to protect any paint for years to come. They also offer paint corrections for anything from scratches to asphalt removal, and it'll get your car looking like new again. On the Spot Automotive Detailing, their phone number is 505-859-2859, 505-859-2859, or visit them online at otsdetailing.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
High school athletics starting tomorrow. You can go back and watch them. They said 2 weeks, JJ. They said a couple of weeks, and you know what? Kind of feels like maybe that was that unlike the first time. Talk some high school sports. The opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie, Adrian. We'll get back to your phone calls coming up in a little bit. But when we talk high school sports, we talk to Sebastian Noel. He is the grand poobah over at ProView Networks, and he joins us this morning on the opening drive on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, sir. How you living?
Good morning, guys.
Back to full gyms and fans going to basketball games tomorrow at APS. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. And, kudos to Adrian Ortega and APS Athletics for the transparency and honesty throughout this process. And things are happening as he described they would. And, that's what leadership looks like at that office.
I think when we all heard 2 weeks, we got skeptical because that's what we heard at the beginning of this whole thing. It'll just be 2 weeks. Well, just a couple weeks. It was just I agree with you. Kudos to them for riding this thing out and doing what they had to do and not doing what they didn't have to do. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I commend them.
All right, we're gonna have signing day tomorrow. High school athletes, and I was just reading the story this morning about Landon Williams from Albuquerque High, who's getting a scholarship at UNM. Big day for high school athletes. It's today, all over this state, and I don't know how much of a pulse you've got on that, but guys like that, this is a day that they look forward to forever.
Yeah, and I mean, you could see in that story kind of how emotional he got at the thoughts of staying at home and playing, and this is the kind of kid Rocky Long and Danny and those guys were talking about where, hey, if we get them in here and we develop them, they can contribute by the time they're juniors and seniors, right? I don't anticipate him just being on the field as a freshman immediately, but definitely the kind of kid with the kind of athletic body that you don't want to leave the state, and you see you can develop something out of him. So, yeah, I'm very excited at what the Lobos are doing, and I'm always excited when kids get to play at the next level because it's a big deal to them. It's an accomplishment.
Yeah, Sebastian, I think you can answer this question as well too with the connections you have, but we've seen it really over the last year or so, just the different pulse, the impact that Danny Gonzalez and this staff has had on at least visiting teams and coaches throughout the state, making those connections so they can keep, as Danny says, maybe 4 of the 5 players they want to give D1 opportunities each year to in the state.
Yeah, well, I talk about it on my show Local Focus with athletes all the time. That Danny has just changed the culture, and whether it be a Zach Vigil or back in the day a Tyler Keeney or whoever's doing the show, UNM's a destination again. Where before the mindset was, what do I need to do to get out of here? Now people want to be part of that program. Coach Gonzalez has created an excitement. He's repaired relationship with the high school coaches that the previous regime kind of soured. And people want to be Lobos again, and that's cool. I mean, at the end of the day,
I want you to kind of explain what that means. For someone who doesn't understand the recruiting process, it seems so simple. And we've heard coaches say, I'm going to get in with the high school coaches. I'm going to get in with the high school coaches in the state. And we've heard the stories over the last 2 decades about how it hasn't been that way. Specifically, what have they done, Sebastian? Because it feels like every coach I've seen post on social media, thank you to Coach Long, Coach Gonzalez, Coach whoever from UNM for stopping by our school. It feels like they've hit almost every school in the state personally.
Well, and that's how it starts. It starts that simply, right? Physically having a presence, right? And I could tell you stories about we could go hours, Jeff, about, we don't recruit this area and things like that. I think the coaches heard from Bob Davey, and it's hard for the
like your FM signal.
Yeah, it does.
You mix in a little bit of Isaiah Chavez, you mix in a little bit of Wysong, and people start to see their friends making a difference on the field, and it snowballs.
And it feels like Jerry Kill's done that in his brief time. It's been a month and a half down at New Mexico State, and it feels like he's made a little impact too.
Well, he's so far behind right? Behind Danny Gonzalez. Yeah, he offered to walk on to the Logan Fuller, the really good kicker at Hope. But it seems like he's got some major catching up to do.
I think that's right.
And Coach Gonzalez took advantage of the fact that that school down south was not recruiting local kids.
That school down south. Sebastian Noel's with us on the opening drive.
Well, Sebastian, we're in the final few weeks of the high school basketball regular season, and some big news came out potentially allowing districts to not have a district tournament at the end of the season if things happen, COVID impacts. What could that mean, especially in some of the tighter districts, if there is no district tournament?
Well, I think that's more of a headline than it is anything substantial. If there's districts that have a bunch of makeup that they got to squeeze in, then they'll cancel their district tournament. I doubt any other districts would. So I don't think you're going to see as much there as maybe that initial thought when you saw that headline.
And with that, as we're coming down to the end, we know everything that Volcano Vista, Las Cruces has done, La Cueva. What are you looking forward to this week? What are the games on deck that we need to be watching?
Well, the big one tonight is Volcano Vista at Atrisco Heritage Academy. I think Atrisco's still on that short list of schools that can contend with the big two, if you will. They're 16-3. They always play Volcano Vista tough. Now, they are without one of their better players, Chris Pata, and there's questions as to whether he'll be back. He's dealing with a pretty serious back injury. But if anyone could hang a loss on Volcano Vista and the district, it would be those boys from Atrisco. So that's definitely the matchup to watch tonight.
And I also know we might have been notified about something that's going on up north. The Panthers, a big game coming up.
Well, you got to hand it to Grady. When he told us all those L's would turn into lessons, and that's exactly what happened. Pecos is undefeated in they're right there at the top of their district. They've kind of rolled off a bunch of wins. They got a big one coming up with Texaco on Friday. Texaco's another perennial contender in that district. So Pecos going to make a run at this thing, maybe. Who knows? 2A is pretty wide open.
And they got a little snow. I got pictures from the village today. There's already 3-4 inches of snow up there. All right, real quick, girls games. Anything we should watch? Big surprises. I know we talk so much boys basketball. Biggest surprises, and maybe if you got some time over the last month of the season and you want to go see some of the best players in the state, direct people in the right direction.
Well, watch Farmington if you can, and they're in a district with some Albuquerque teams, so you get a few chances to see them. But that was the big game of this previous week was La Cueva finally knocking off Farmington. Those are district rivals, so they'll meet again. La Cueva is a team that I think their entire season is coming down to that potential rematch with Volcano Vista. They've made steady progress. First time they met, they lost by 26. They lost by 20 the second time. The third matchup, it's a two-possession game heading into the fourth quarter. Volcano still pulls away, wins by 17, which tells you how good Volcano Vista is. But I think La Cueva, they're starting to peak. They know what's in front of them. It's a rematch with Volcano. I'm sure that's all they're thinking about. That's a team to watch right now. La Cueva's playing some really good basketball. They could be the only team that could pull that shocking upset on the last day of the season.
Right on. All right, enjoy it. Watch him on ProView Networks. He is available there and got games constantly. His show is terrific, and he'll be back with us next Thursday. He is the Grand Poobah over at ProView Networks. What did I say?
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday you won't be with us. It'll be Wednesday still. You want to keep it on Wednesday next week?
That sounds good to me.
All right. No golf for you today, huh?
No, not today.
All right, try tomorrow. Finding the little white ball and the little white snow is tough. Be well. We'll catch you soon. Thanks for the time, as always.
All right, guys. Be good.
Sebastian Noel, ProView Networks. It's good stuff. Big day. Big signing day for a lot of student athletes. And we'll update you as much as we can. Try to get both Jerry Kill and Danny on this week. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos!
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Things is today being such a big day, signing day, and watching the locals. We've heard every coach comes in and says, "I'm going to establish a good relationship with the high school coaches, both football, basketball, whatever it is," and I think more so football than basketball. And over the last 2 decades, JJ, we've heard all the stories from the coaches and through the coaches and through people who were close to high school athletics to tell us it just hasn't been there. This coach doesn't come by, this staff doesn't come by, they don't care about the New Mexico kids. And the coaching staff basically said you can't win with New Mexico kids, right? And maybe you can, maybe you can't. But this coaching staff has obviously not just said it, they've walked the walk.
Yes, you're not going to have a roster where the majority of your players from the state of New Mexico, but it's about being able to identify the ones, as Sebastian said, and we've seen it, the track record with Rocky Long and what Danny Gonzalez is trying to do. You bring them in, and then juniors and seniors, they're on the field making impact. Now this year, with the way things happen, you saw freshmen right out the gate. Yeah. Luke Wysong, what Isaiah Chavez has done over the last 2 years. So you're going to find players like that, but it's a balance of everything. You still have to recruit Texas and California, find some other players in the Southwest, keep your eye on the JUCO ranks for immediate impacts, graduate transfers, immediately eligible transfers now in Division I football. Like, there's so many things that you're doing now in college athletics, but it still matters when people see, hey, there's an Albuquerque High football player got offered a Division I scholarship to play for the Lobos.
The text line was going after Sebastian came in. He says, how long till Grady calls in after the Pecos Panther talk? Another one says, I attended a basketball game in Rio Rancho. They closed the snack bar like New Mexico State, and there were tons of security and Rio Rancho police officers enforcing the mask mandate. I'm going to tell you, I think there's something, and I don't know, I haven't seen any memos or anything. Heard some whispers, but I'm certain that there is a little pressure coming from Santa Fe, and they're in legislature right now, so everybody's watching stuff. You're seeing pictures, and everybody's on a little bit more of a heightened sense of sensitivity, if that makes sense, about wearing masks. And in the New Mexico State stuff the other day where nobody was wearing a mask at the Aggie game and they had 12,000 people. And look, I'm telling you, people sent pictures to legislators, to the governor's office, and that's where it came down. And you want your funding, you want to figure this out, you want to keep having people in there, make them more, follow the mandates. And hence you've got the no foodie drinky policy at the Pan Am Center. They play tomorrow. They got Seattle in next week, or next Saturday. Big game, big game. And Rio Rancho's doing it as well. So I think that's where it came from. The fatigue is insane, isn't it? We're gonna get into outdoor sports here. Isotopes United, baseball. So but we're not there yet. You might have heard there's a storm coming. By the way, biggest storm ever is coming through. You hear about that?
I see nothing.
Is it not snowing out there?
Nope. Looks like it's almost sunny.
Is that a joke?
I mean, I don't tell jokes, but
yes, you do.
No, but like in Minnesota, what would this be? Like, it might be 2 to 4 inches in the metro. Be careful.
Well, Minnesota,
barbecuing weather.
They're bracing for minus 20-degree wind chills tonight.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be hosting a World Cup qualifier. What a dumb decision.
Wait. But indoors, right?
No.
So
Minnesota United Stadium, outdoors.
So
United States, Honduras. This isn't soccer talk. This is just weather talk.
No. Okay. Stop it. First of all, I gotta believe. No. I mean,
stop it.
February. Somebody decided February 2nd in Minneapolis we're gonna have an outdoor soccer game.
Which is crazy.
And we're gonna bring in Honduras, who, when it gets down to 50 degrees, they're freezing because it's in Central America. And I mean, what's the coldest it ever gets in Honduras? We're playing. That's real? You're playing an outdoor World Cup qualifier in Minneapolis on February 2.
Yes.
Of all the people
you're going to be, so okay.
No. There's no okay to it. All the people
It's gonna be like
should be
about
fired.
3 degrees at kickoff.
Stop it. Why?
And that's not taking into account the wind chill.
And well, I mean, I understand soccer fans love their game, and in Minnesota, fans don't care. They go out and they tell, this is football. Is this now going to be football weather? Is that what you're going to tell me? I always hear it's football weather. It's football weather. Is it?
This is playing scared weather.
This is stupid.
This is thinking that, we need some crazy outlandish thing to hurt the other team, but this hurts your team just as much.
Tell me, of all the people, and I don't call for people's jobs. I like people to have jobs, not be unemployed. But of all the people you're telling me should be fired?
There's a difference between having a team that plays in said cities, knowing, all right, you get to the postseason, things could be different, versus being able to select where you can play a game.
Stupid. Hey, Marie, though, it may get me to tune in just for a minute to watch the soccer match.
Stay tuned.
Like, I might just see how miserable everybody is. Why? Opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
I'm Taylor Bishotti with NFL Network, now on the Westwood One Radio Network. It's the end of
Broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the...
Even if they're not that proud of us.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
Signing day. It is Commander Day. What does that even mean? It is a lawsuit day. It is quite the day. Happy day to you, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Marie. Check out Adrian with the new tight shot with a runner's flag behind him, sitting all cozy back at the studio, ProView Networks. Welcome to it. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. If you're listening on the FM signal, I know we've been having some issues with that, and it's been, what did you call it, the data? It's just been kind of...
Data issues.
Yeah, yep. I encourage you to get over to the AM signal as well. We're pretty clean over there at AM 610. I know it's, you got used to the FM signal, but come on over and join us there and be part of the show at 5:00.
Come on over, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to you guys all karaoke.
Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, no, I mean...
That's a good one, JJ.
Go. No, I mean, are you done now?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all I got for you.
Right.
That's a throwback right there.
Let me give you some emails that have come in this morning. We've talked about high school sports. We've talked about Lowell women's basketball. We talked about the Brian Flores lawsuit. We got Lowell game tonight. Women play the Colorado State Rams. James says, let's play this SOB, Jeff. I assume the Ramettes are already in town. Let's get them and the women on the Bob King court play this SOB right now while the weather's supposed to that's supposed to deteriorate later in the day is still okay. Can you imagine?
Well,
last second. All right,
then
we're
you get the email. What?
Yeah. It's still not as stupid as playing a damn soccer game outside in February at night in Minneapolis. I'm not gonna lie to you. And those of you who weren't just with us, I guess the U.S. men's national team is playing a World Cup qualifier against Honduras tonight in Minneapolis, not inside, not where the Vikings play, but outdoors where Minnesota United plays. And they're going to have like a degree when game time starts. And I mean, it's Minneapolis and it's February. No, honestly, I mean, of all the worst conceived things I've thought, okay, you want to put a Super Bowl there, people were miserable, but at least they're playing it indoors, right? Help me understand,
our Minnesota insider, Amory, take us through what it's like.
I
outside.
Didn't know this was going to happen, but this is crazy. People give us a hard time for being the Minnesota Vikings for being an indoor stadium team. We're soft.
We should be an indoor team.
Yeah, all the cold places should. Anyways,
if I'm Honduras, I'm putting my finger in there and going, no, we're not going, dude.
Yeah, I don't want pneumonia.
Why would we do that? Why would we, what do you think the cold, this guy, I'm going to guess.
Who's going to go to the game?
Well, all right, so what's capacity? Let's say it's 30,000 people.
I need to go to Twitter.
I mean, is that place 3/4 full? Is that place full today? Is this something that soccer fans are just
Let me reach out to my people.
You're going to get the folks that are...
Let me get the insiders.
...doing it so they can say they did it. But I would be one that would be like, nope, there's a reason I pay for heat.
Yes.
And not deal with this.
Well, I'm going to guess this will be by far the coldest any of these Honduran players have ever experienced.
They had a game a few years ago where they played up in Denver in a snowstorm.
Yeah, I remember
with
that.
Inches
yeah.
on the field.
Yeah.
And it's just such a bad look, too. We need to go to these places.
You don't,
play the
actually.
Game.
You don't need to go to these places. And this is the chances, Amory, you live there. The chances of it being above freezing in Minneapolis on February 2nd is what, 0?
No. Yes, correct. Yes. It's just freezing. October on until spring.
just cold.
It's just cold.
They don't open the door.
The average temperature.
I don't go visit my family in Minnesota in the wintertime.
The average temperature in Minneapolis, this feels high to me, but okay, is high of 26, low of 9. Average. And you're going to play it at night, so that means it's going to be, about 9 degrees.
Cold.
I just, for the life, just help me understand what soccer's trying to do here.
I saw one of the pundits lay it out. It's a small mentality from U.S. Soccer, thinking that, we're going to use the weather to our advantage. You can't go out there and beat Honduras on a regular pitch in decent weather somewhere in Florida or in California. Then you don't deserve to ever get to the World Cup again. You don't.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. And do you think your team wants to go play in that crap?
No.
We need an advantage because we're going to freeze them out. We just beat El Salvador 1-0, and now we're going to go freeze out the Hondurans?
You understand it if it's Canada. Not a lot of places to go when they're playing home games in their qualifying cycle right now. But you have options. There's a lot of different stadiums you can play this in.
You know how I always tell you, I think the World Series, when they play in October, you're deciding the champion by playing a different game than you play all year, right? When you're playing in Minnesota in October and it's 24 degrees, you're playing a different game than you played all year.
You're playing in Lambeau Field in the second half against 49ers.
Yeah. This is, first of all, it's avoidable. Second of all, it's absurd. It's absurd. Like I would guess in Minneapolis, they're like, dude, we're not doing anything outside for the next 4 months. Like, we play hockey and we ice fish. So the only thing we do outside is ice fish, and we put up little huts and heat ourselves. So it's kind of outdoors, but it's not really, but we put up doors. Like, what else do you do outside? They play hockey on frozen lakes, and what else?
Oh, they ice fish.
That's what I just said.
And, yeah.
And play hockey on frozen lakes.
Ice
What else do they
sports.
do out there?
You just walk from your car to the
Cross-country
building.
skiing.
Snow sports, yes.
Yeah, any snow sports.
Go snowshoeing.
How they gonna, like, I don't know if it snowed in a while, but I mean, they got to get the field clean. I just, honestly, of all the absurd, and I hear absurd things in sports all the time, this is the worst thought out thing.
Bet you didn't think that'll get you going this morning.
I didn't even, it wasn't close to my radar. It's just absurd. All right. I mean, do what you do, man. Love your game. You know, the crazy part is, though, I won't watch this whole thing. I promise you that.
But you want to see.
I kind of do want to see what it looks like.
How miserable those people look in the moment.
Yeah, because human beings enjoy other people's misery.
Run around in your shorts, socks don't go high enough.
Yeah. Jack says Jeff's summer in Minneapolis is July 3rd and 4th. And those 2 days, it's 95 degrees and 95% humidity, and then summer's over.
Everyone comes out for 2 days.
It's just absurd.
It's nice until October.
What does nice mean?
Like, it's
comfortable?
Yeah, comfortable until October.
Time I spent
It's
there,
pretty.
it was July. It was humid. They had big bugs. But it was nice.
10,000 lakes, man.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Get on a boat.
We were on one, and we got on a boat, and it was for a wedding, and did the rehearsal dinner on a boat. Hey, there's Prince's house, and there. I mean, by the way, that house was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with all that, but whatever. Omar says, sounding good today is Tony Romo, Jeff. I thought he was in the award-winning OD studio with you. So maybe if JJ picked up a few more ProView games, maybe a couple more advertiser voiceovers, you'd be able to swing the price of buying the Broncos.
I'll get on it.
That's a good point, actually. Maurice is talking about the new Lobo baseball coach, Todd Brown. He says, best thing about the new Lobo baseball coach, Jeff, I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what he sounds like, and I haven't heard Omaha yet. It's a refreshing change after 15 years. Hopefully less talk results in better results on the field. P.S. I like the caller's suggestion of the Washington red tape better. I don't know. I think we're going to miss Ray a little bit around here. Although, let me tell you, I have spent some time with Todd Brown. I really like Todd Brown, the new baseball coach at the University of New Mexico. It feels like the people around that program and more importantly, the players like Todd Brown. And it feels like Ray likes Todd. And, you know, Todd came into a situation where he's not inheriting some broken program, right? He's inheriting a pretty good situation that now they just want to make better and a more consistent winner. And I'm looking forward to getting this thing started.
I can't believe baseball season.
Yeah.
Spring training. I don't know if they have spring training or not, but they're going to have minor league baseball.
Minor league baseball. Well, spring training, I saw yesterday, I mean, it's almost certain that it's going to be delayed with the work stoppage
Lockout
that's going on.
still going on.
Yeah, but that's there. This is from John on Coach Gonzo. He says, "Happy snow day. Tomorrow should be the snow day, I think. I was just getting ready to swing my kettlebell when I heard you mention how coaches from UNM have actively repaired relationships with high school coaches locally. While I'm a supporter of this, I'm also happy these coaches have actively recruited New Mexico players to their roster. Only thing bad about this is once opposing coaches see New Mexico kids performing on a competitive level, they will also be recruiting New Mexico, which is also good, but yet competition for the Lobos. They've recruited New Mexico, but only when outstanding can't-miss players were available. I only see New Mexico improving under these coaches, especially with Coach Gonzalez." It's interesting. That'd be a wonderful problem to have, by the way. That everybody's in recruiting New Mexico kids. It'd be a wonderful problem to have. Be more opportunity for these kids. You know, the Zach Gentrys, the Ronnie Daniels, we're always getting recruited, right? The standouts. You know, the kids that got missed on were like the Tim Foleys, right? There's, you know, Gatorade Player of the Year who went to New Mexico State, went to New Mexico, never really played a lot.
Never got an opportunity.
Yeah, guys like that. I think the more coaches who are in, look, you got Keyshawn Banks and Jordan Bird at San Diego State. You've got
Trey Watson at Fresno State.
I was like number 84. At Fresno State. You've got players. You know, you've had them at Stanford and you've had them at Purdue and you've had them a lot of different places. So there have been, but those were guys that were almost, to his point, can't miss guys. If New Mexico starts winning with New Mexico kids, yeah, more people will be in it and giving you more attention. And I would tell you that I think that's a really nice problem.
Yes, it is. It's good for everyone.
Yeah, maybe not UNM and New Mexico State automatically getting him. I think Jerry Kill make his way through too, right? I mean, he had an accelerated recruiting period.
Just trying to get a roster on campus to at least start spring workouts and then have an idea of who can play in the fall. And you did see some preferred walk-ons. And who knows? You know how important it is to land a field goal kicker. And that could end up being like the best signing of this entire class. This kid from Hope Christian signing a preferred walk-on deal. He can end up being one of the leading scorers in your program history because he just kicks field goals.
I've told you this for years. And Rocky and I used to have these conversations. Remember we used to, back in the day, you've heard about when we'd sit around the table at the luncheon. I would take a scholarship every third year and get a kicker. Because, a third, maybe more of your games come down to one possession? Right? I mean, games come down to one all the time. Look at college football, especially competitive college football. Kickers are a big deal. When UNM went through that run where they had, Kenny Bird and Wes Zunker and John Sullivan, and they had some really, really good kickers, you didn't worry about it, did you? You didn't worry about it. I don't know if this young man's going to be great or not, but I will tell you, I would shore that position up once every 3 years. Find a guy, use a scholarship, and make sure I get somebody in. I don't know that you need, a freshman, one in every class at kicker, but you need a couple of them that you can rely on. 505-246-0610.
Special teams, Corey Bajorquez, Jason Sanders.
Yeah, you got some good legs in the NFL that came out of the University of New Mexico. Abso-freaking-lutely you do. Hey, Kirtland Federal Credit Union, New Mexico strong since 1958, is your home loan leader. Built in the heart of Albuquerque, it's their goal to help New Mexicans achieve the dream of home ownership with the right loans, local expertise, and a relationship that is built on trust. The Kirtland Federal Credit Union mortgage team is 100% local. Your loan stays local. You'll never send a payment out of state. Have a question? When you reach out to talk to someone about your new home, you're going to talk to someone right here in Albuquerque. Meet the Kirtland Federal Credit Union mortgage team and get started at kirtlandfcu.org/home loan center. That's kirtlandfcu.org/home loan center. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is equal opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. See your representative for complete details.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?
Go Lobos.
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service.
As ever on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
What up? What? Why are you laughing? What's so funny to you?
I'm always laughing.
Are you? Even when it's not funny, do you laugh?
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
I mean, you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. When it's not funny, do you laugh? She'll make them laugh. 246-0610. That's in the 505 area code. Come on in and play radio with us today. 888-922-0610. Working on Danny Gonzalez for tomorrow. Also going to reach out to Jerry Kill, the New Mexico State football coach. Today is National Letter of Intent signing day.
Let me get their thoughts on the Pro Bowl.
On the Pro Bowl? Do we have thoughts on the Pro Bowl?
Big football game this weekend. Are you ready?
So
NFL Pro Bowl.
I actually gave thought to going to Vegas this weekend.
Me too.
Was invited. Good friend has a suite at Allegiant Stadium for the Pro Bowl.
What?
Can I go? Just had it. Well, they might be gone now.
Dang it.
Big birthday weekend for him, and I just couldn't swing Vegas this weekend. No, seriously.
I wish I want to go.
Would you want to go to the Pro Bowl?
I mean, in my household, we have like 10 players in the Pro Bowl.
All right, will you bet
11?
Will you bet the Pro Bowl?
Yes, because I'm the basic bettor.
Okay. What does a basic bettor mean?
I don't know.
Pro Bowl?
JJ and I haven't formally fully figured out the marketing or
a basic
concept.
bettor.
Yeah.
Is you and me. Is all of us. Like you'll take your $20.
No, dude,
It's
I
a thing
saw,
JJ
I saw
and I
her
working
ticket.
on.
There was nothing basic about that part.
Well,
I
yeah,
know.
it is
That's
basic.
what I always do. I go crazy.
Because you take
never
your
win.
$20.
No.
And you do
I won
some
twice this season.
outlandish
That's what I'm saying.
player parlay.
You think you know, but you don't.
They're like, I am winning $900, and then you come up 17 yards short.
17 yards.
The basic bettor is
On 6 bets, you come up 17 yards short.
That's so fun.
$20, and you're like, I'm coming out a millionaire.
And you think you know, but you don't.
Or at least almost thousandaire. Yeah.
And everyone else knows, then they'll tell you.
All right, got it. Yeah. How did you do that? What were you?
Oh,
doing?
everyone went after me. I was like, I got everyone right except
well,
one.
When you post it all on the social for everybody to, I mean, that's kind of what you're asking for when you post it on
That's
the
what I
social,
want.
right?
Well, that's why I do it.
All right, that's what I thought. And then that's why you get it. All right, then we're all on the same page. Hello, Howie.
Well, neither rain nor snow nor dark of night will keep the OD and the AM from partaking the airwaves and entertaining us in the morning,
Ooh,
right?
Yeah, look at you. That's right. That's right. I was almost poetic. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I was a poet but didn't know it, yeah. Hey, anyhow, you did know that, I'm sure you noticed by now I did post on our little thread there that Edward, in his sterling reputable way, did make good on our bet.
So you collected the $100 that he owed you. Didn't you want a crisp C note instead of a check? I mean, I'm just asking.
Well, but I do question his tragic brilliance because he sent me a check because he was unable to navigate through PayPal.
What? Come on now.
So I am going to question his tragic brilliance.
I'm with
okay?
you on trust. Well, I've questioned that for years, but yes.
All right, but yeah. And even though there were some disparaging remarks there on the bottom about my Cowboys, I am going to go ahead and cash that check.
Damn right you are. Damn right you are. Yes.
And in the era of good sportsmanship, I'm going to ask him to make the same bet next year.
Well, you offered him a double or nothing to get his money back on something else. I don't remember what it was, and he opted out, right?
Yeah, he did opt out. Yeah, he had no faith in his Patriots. So,
no, fair
so is there going to be a shortage of khakis in Minnesota, guys?
I don't know, man.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Is everybody going to dress
Hopefully?
like? I mean, is everybody?
I
Gonna
mean,
dress
I'm
like
hoping.
That guy? Yeah, he's not going to buy them all up.
I mean, a lot of Midwest dads, the khakis and the New Balance shoes.
Isn't that what everybody wears anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the look. Yeah. Yeah. A. Marie says yes, though. A.
Marie's on
it. In lieu of the latest news, I don't know how convoluted the coaching process is going to become now with some of the latest stuff coming out
with Brian Flores
via Brian Flores. Although I think it needs to come out. But it is going to kind of muddy up the waters a little bit, and I hope. For Christ's sake, the guy did not deserve to be fired, and he certainly deserves another head coaching position, and I can understand why he's upset.
Well,
And I don't know how
if this is
will
all
affect him
right,
going forward.
yeah, if these allegations are right, I can understand it as well. Yes.
Absolutely. And if they are correct, which I think there's a lot of weight leaning towards that, I think he has every right in the world to be upset. And, and I appreciate his his wanting to pursue this in light of the fact that he still had a couple of head coaching opportunities sitting right in front of him, of which I thought he would be a good fit in New Orleans if he come in and clean house, and given about 4 to 5 years to clean that mess up, he would be able to do it. I don't know how this is going to affect him on the head coaching front going
He's
forward.
not going to get one.
But golly, I hope the guy gets a job.
I don't know that he will now. I think he realizes that. I think he realizes that he basically put his career on the line when he went and did this, because the people who he's trying to get a job from are the people who he's suing, essentially. So when you're suing the NFL, it's going to be the Colin Kaepernick thing. Remember, he had a lawsuit against the NFL, was trying to get back into the NFL, and he didn't. So
basically, you have to applaud his convictions and his beliefs, because he is trying to right wrongs for everybody after him, and he's not even taking into consideration, he's not letting how it may affect him right now affect, his belief, and he is pushing hard to try to right things for the people coming up behind him. So you got to respect that.
Fair enough.
Have a good day, guys.
See you. All right, Brian Flores was on. He went on ESPN on First Take today, and he kind of elaborated a little bit and tried to explain more on his allegations of racial discrimination, unethical practices, especially in really the most explosive one. Like the allegations that John Elway showed up late and hungover have already been disputed by the team, and that'll play out. But I think there's a lot of troubling stuff in this lawsuit. One of them is that when he was with the Dolphins, their owner, Stephen Ross, offered him $100,000 for each loss. Not for winning, not a bonus, to lose so they could get a better draft spot, to strengthen the value of their draft pick. And Flores was hired before the 2019 season. Remember, we all thought they were going to be garbage, and they were a lot better than they were. Took over a team that was expected to be one of the worst. And Flores says that the owner made an extraordinary effort to ensure that they would be bad. Quote this morning from Brian Flores. That was a conversation about not doing as much as we needed to do in order to win football games. Take a flight, go on vacation, I'll give you $100,000 per loss. Those were his exact words. I deal in truth. I tell the players this as well. I'm going to give you good news, bad news, but it's going to be honest. To disrespect the game like that, trust was lost. And there were certainly some strained relationships, and ultimately, I think that was my demise in Miami, end quote. If you've got an owner who was trying to pay, we've had conversations about Pete Rose being banned for betting on baseball, and when he doesn't bet on his team, he's betting against him. When you got an owner trying to lose games,
paid to lose,
that's
the problem. But we've also seen teams praised for that.
Praised for tanking?
Houston Astros, Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, I mean, that was the process.
They know who they are, so they're going all in on trying to get a bunch of high picks.
Let me ask you the difference, because let's go to the Sixers, the process, and they were saying respect or what was it? Not trust the process. Did they ever outwardly come out or were outwardly
when
proven to say we're trying to lose games?
When the trust the process came from like the 76ers.
The trust the process meant it's going to take a few years and we're building with draft picks. But did anybody say we're trying to lose games, or was there a coach that said management is trying to lose games? As much as we know tanking goes on, is there
they
ever
weren't
been
trying to win?
Understood. And you watch the lineups that are going out there, and you watch what they're doing. Like you and me, and you can read it by Braille. You understand what's going on here, okay? But did anyone like this allegation? The owner is paying, or at least attempting to, allegedly, pay the coach to lose games. Did that ever happen in that? Because this seems like it's a little extreme.
Yeah, not paying to lose.
Yeah.
You're just setting yourself up for the season, and we're giving you zero resuresources, and here's your team.
Yeah.
The paying to lose takes you down a different path. Like instead of just going in going, all right, we suck, and we're going to continue to suck, and we're not going to invest in it, versus
damn, you're doing too well.
You should not score a touchdown here.
That's right. That's a problem. That is a problem, especially in a sport like all of them that has embraced gambling like it has, that has embraced bookmaking. You just talked about all the bets you make. And now you bring an owner who's trying to pay his coach to lose games, allegedly. I'm just telling you, this goes down. If this is right, we're going down the Donald Sterling path.
Yeah, and that doesn't work in football.
What does it?
The owners, bad teams, are infatuated with the number one pick.
Yeah.
They're like, that's who's going to change our franchise.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is rare. Like, we can go back through the history of football. I mean, number one picks at the quarterback position.
Yep.
Don't change your franchise. But yeah, there's that mindset of, like, we got to get that dude. And then it could lead an owner like Stephen Ross to go down this ridiculous
I
path.
get how you can get there. You just can't go
it doesn't
there.
work like that.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll take your calls when we get back. 888-922-0610. Sometimes you can do everything right. Everything, and still need a little help. Guys, you can eat right. You can work out. You can watch your weight. Still, you can deal with some things that Mother Nature throws at you. That's where NuMale comes in. Gentlemen, if you are dealing with some of these very natural things like being tired way too often, hair loss, weight gain, even erectile dysfunction, then give NuMale a call. NuMale helps men all over the country beat these things with industry-leading testosterone replacement. Their number is 505-652-1688, or you can visit them online at NuMale, NuMale.com. Reality is, as you age, there's a really good chance you're going to be affected by these very natural things. Nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, the only thing to be ashamed of is not doing something about it. Make the call. It can make a huge difference in your life. 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688. They're convenient. They're here in Albuquerque. They're with you through the whole process, and it works. Guys, results are real. Call NuMale at 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688. Or visit NuMale.com and feel better.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch Mexico's best.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at FiestaSubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at FiestaSubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
On over to the AM, and we're pretty clear there. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, 2460610. That's how to get to us today in the 505 area code. 2 lines open. Let's go to it. Hello, Adolph. How you living today?
Pretty good, pretty good. You know, when I first heard the breaking news last night about the lawsuit, I was in an establishment where we have previously held the annual bash. So they will go unnamed. But what I was thinking about was, hasn't this story been replayed at least one time? Those of us who are old enough to remember will recall when Curt Flood of the St. Louis Cardinals challenged baseball's reserve clause. And when I heard of Coach Florida's lawsuit, I immediately thought back to that. And there's been discussions about, well, will Brian Flores ever have a head coaching job in the National Football League? The odds are markedly against that. Curt Flood never played another game once he started the lawsuit process. And this is something that we must take into context. Jeff, I believe you said that there were 511 coaches in the history of the National Football League.
That's what I saw this, yeah. And 20, what did I tell you, 26, Black?
Yeah, 511. 26 black head coaches, only one presently. So my rudimentary arithmetic tells me that that sounds like it's maybe 5%.
About right.
Rounding up, rounding down.
That's about right.
And then when you said that 70% of the players in the National Football League are black, those numbers then stood out statistically because that's statistically significant. Why don't you have more black coaches, in history? And so, again, I thought back. I said, well, there was a time when even having a black quarterback was a major step. We recall Warren Moon, who had to go to the Canadian Football League, win some championships over there, and then come back to the National Football League because initially they wanted to move him from quarterback, which is a position that he played at Washington or Oregon.
He was at UNLV. Warren Moon was at Washington. I'm sorry. I was thinking Randall Cunningham. He was at Washington, yeah.
Yes. And so I was thinking, I just said, historically, if and again, I haven't read the lawsuit.
Okay.
And as a lawyer, I don't like to make assumptions until I actually read, the legal documents, the allegations. But one of the major points out here now, at least on social media, is this $100,000 for essentially losing a game.
Yeah, it's real.
Did I hear you correctly on that?
Yeah, 100. He claims that he was offered by the owner $100,000 for each loss. Yes, that's what he claims.
Okay. Now I will say this: that if that allegation is proven, now that goes completely to the integrity of the entire game.
100% right.
Yeah.
Now you got a different issue. So we got a few issues.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
And if my deal is if they did that, if
yes, that's right,
then there's probably other things that are also going to come out. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks,
I'm out.
I appreciate you. Look, there's so much good stuff in that, and he's right. And look, this is going to go beyond just the racial discrimination lawsuit. JJ, that's integrity of the game.
More coaches are already coming out as of while we're talking.
And saying what?
Like Hugh Jackson suggests he was paid extra for the losses as head Brown.
Is that right?
As Brown's head coach. Just came out about 20 minutes ago.
Did he take the money?
I'm diving in.
To say I was paid means I was paid. Not I was offered to be paid. Terry, good morning.
Happy Groundhog Day to y'all. following with Adolph, since we're similar ages, I did know, remember Curt Flood, and what he did was change the game. But honestly, Curt Flood lost his lawsuit, but the game changed within a couple years of free agency and everything. He was with the Cardinals, didn't want to go to the Phillies. So even though it initially did not work out lawsuit-wise, the game did change with Catfish Hunter and Andy Messersmith becoming the first free agents. So, sometimes you got to do the right thing even when it hurts. So I have total respect for Brian Flores, because when I called in yesterday, it was pretty much the same, that the Rooney Rule was not working. And yes, maybe who knows what the right answer is, but I remember working with the state and interviewing 30 years ago in similar weather to today, probably even worse. And I'd go to what was called a dead interview, because back then they had to interview 5 people. It had nothing to do with race or whatever. Yeah. But they'd already picked somebody, and you go in and spend your time and go through the interview with no chance of getting it. It can be very frustrating. I wish maybe the league would put out in general, when interviews were done, that each team would list who they interviewed. They don't have to say why they were good or bad.
I think they do.
They do?
I think they do.
Oh, okay. Because I'm just saying, when Flores was up, waiting to go interview with the Giants, and they said, well, we're just going to complete our process. Well, who gets interviewed first, who gets interviewed last? And some situations are going to work out where the gentleman who got the GM job for Vegas said, I can get Josh McDaniels. Okay. Maybe the person has a good relationship in Minnesota with Harbaugh. So it's not like you totally hire everybody one way or the other, but we had a lot of African-American names out there, and so far none of them have got a sniff. So
I don't know if they haven't gotten a sniff. They haven't gotten the job. I don't know, and I guess it doesn't matter if you get a sniff if you don't get the job, right?
Well, yeah,
I don't know what a sniff means.
Real interview.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's claiming they were sham interviews. Okay, right. That's his allegation. I don't know that. It's easy for everybody, and me included, to sit here and say they were sham interviews when they don't get the job. Were they? I don't know. I mean, you're going to have the Broncos and everybody else tell you, no, these were real interviews, and this is why we chose the person who we chose. I got a problem just saying they're sham interviews simply because somebody didn't get the job. Yeah.
Well, that's fine, but and then the numbers is, I don't know if it's 5% or actually 0.5%.
That's about
which
5.
is even a lot less than 5% of whatever got it. That you, after a while, numbers don't lie, and you're right. Not all of them are sham, but after a while, when all these gentlemen and none of them get a job, it just kind of looks a little fishy. But that's what we have to deal with. And I'm glad actually other people still get a job, because I guess the guy who invented New Coke is now scheduling soccer games for the U.S. team, because geez, that's just pretty ridiculous. Yeah. But you guys have a great day. Right, I'm glad when we can discuss serious topics. Have a good one.
All right.
Well, for Flores, his biggest thing is the text messages from Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that's a big
prior to his interview.
We're explaining that he got it. We're going to supposedly to Brian Gable, who got the job with the Giants. Belichick already congratulating Gable on getting the job with the Giants before they interviewed Brian Flores. Right now, how Belichick knew, whatever, allegedly, and Flores is just going, wait a minute. So that makes this a sham interview. If they already hired Gable, but they're just going through. I mean, there's something to that.
And that's not the offense coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. Was one of the hot names in this coaching search, so that's not crazy. But if you're Brian Flores,
like, why are you
and Brian Belichick is texting you, hey, congratulations. Oh, I meant to send that to Brian Dable, not Brian Flores, in my contacts list.
Yeah,
that's one. That's a big piece of evidence right there. They're just going through the motions to satisfy the Rooney Rule.
Opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof? Go Lobos.
Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of Pro V Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from...
Adrian, good morning. Rudy, how are you? Hello, Rudy.
I'm doing good.
What's up?
Oh, I just wanted to, give my 2 cents about this whole Brian Flores situation. And, yeah, it comes at a really rotten time because it's Black History Month, too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, there's no good time for it.
Or maybe it comes at the perfect time.
Yeah.
But I've been discriminated against. I'll never forget sitting in an interview with an attorney who asked me what kind of special help I got, to get out of Michigan Law School because, I'm like, I'm what? I'm Hispanic? So that makes me dumber, apparently. There's prejudice and racism all around us. I would have liked for Flores to do something to document those allegations.
Yeah, maybe he did.
I mean,
maybe he did. Obviously, he feels he's got the text messages from Belichick, which documents it. Lord knows where this is going to go. You know that. You got a 58-page lawsuit. Let's see what comes out.
Well, and that's the problem is now you want a job from the very people that you're accusing of being racist, which begs the question, do you really want to be in a racist environment like that? I mean, I don't know if this is his exit strategy from coaching or what, but if he gets a job, he's going to be on the clock all the time now because people are going to be looking at him because he stuck himself out there. And that takes a lot of courage, and I admire that courage, and I do hope that he has things. I mean, I would have started my cell phone, you know. If I had a cell phone back when, I would have started recording when somebody makes those kind of idiotic comments. It's a real problem in our society because nobody can pull a person's heart out and see how black it is. And until that day, you can just do what you can do to keep your family together. You know, I went on and had a legal career, and I didn't let some idiot try to define me by asking me what kind of special help I got to get out of Michigan Law School. And I remember telling him, well, maybe I got in because I'm Hispanic, but I sure didn't get out because I was Hispanic, and I didn't pass the bar because I was Hispanic. You know, and when you get in the real world, those are the things that occur. So good luck to Coach Flores. I hope it comes out for him the way he wants it to, and I hope this does change the NFL, but I have a feeling that trying to break in the Billionaires Club is a tough nut to crack.
I promise that. Thanks, Rudy. I think this is initially going to create bigger divisions, don't you? I think everybody's going to get into whatever the camp is for a minute, and then let's see where it goes. Look, if I want to watch this play out. I hate allegations. Okay, I hate allegations because they stick. The allegation that whether it's John Elway showed up late and hungover, if it's true, then he's got to wear it. If it's not, then that's a tough one. The allegations that this owner tried to pay him $100,000 to lose each game per game, if it's not true, it's a tough one to dodge. But if it's true, then let's figure it out. And that's why I want to watch this play out. I guess I'm just not ready to go to the extreme on either of this. But I think one thing is undeniable. There's 32 head coaching positions in the NFL, and one is occupied by a black person, and there's 70% of the players in the league are black. That's undeniable, right? That's a number, and there do seem to be qualified. There are qualified black coaches who could be coaches. Brian Flores got fired because of whatever he got fired for. Whether did he duck something? Was he not very good? And I thought he was pretty good, to be honest with you. But he was a pretty good coach. But again, that's watching it from the outside. So, snow forecasters of the OD and the AM, slogans on a vulture, says Grady. Brian Flores is bringing the heat, or is he exposing the underbelly of the NFL? Way back in ancient NFL history, it says, when no one living today was alive, pre-1964, when the Civil Rights Act was passed, it was legal for NFL owners to say being black equal being less qualified. And as a result, there weren't too many black coaches way back then. Now fast forward to today, and what's changed? I tell you, nothing at all. Owners/decision makers can still say the people that don't get their jobs aren't as qualified as those who do, or they didn't interview as well, etc. Just with the black part removed. Jeff, you asked, how do you solve the problem? And quite frankly, you can't. There's no rule, legislative solution to make people hire folks that they don't want to. We see how much success we're having with making people wear masks during a global pandemic, so I'm not optimistic at all. I liken all the slogans and messages of racial tolerance and equality to the NIL rule in college sports. NIL and those slogans are bones, tokens thrown out to try to quiet the help, while not touching the real money makers or changing the minds of the decision makers. He says NFL teams aren't hiring black coaches because they don't want to, period. I agree. It's not fair to criticize the coaches who are getting hired, just like it's not fair to assume they're the most qualified. And I agree that the next black coach hired will be looked at as a token, as someone who wasn't as qualified as a white coach but was given the job. There are a lot of people who just assume when any black person ascends to a height/space professionally, they're really not qualified and are somehow taking that opportunity from someone who is qualified. This is a systemic problem, he says. One ingrained by years of actual practice. We can put slogans on a vulture, but they're still vultures. We may be good enough to take orders and run, catch, tackle, and score touchdowns, but not good enough to lead in some owners' eyes. And after they pick over our bones, they're on to the next one. Living the life with my eyes wide open, Grady and Santa Fe by way of a snowy village up north. Okay. I mean, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. In reality, there's a lot of slogans on that field, right? There's a lot of slogans on helmets these days. There's a lot of slogans on whatever. Yeah, I got a text that says, look at the black coaches' records. They're not good. If you're a winner, you'll get fired. There's a lot of white coaches who aren't good. And they, by the way, they're getting fired too. White coaches who aren't, but they're getting more opportunities. White coaches are getting more opportunities to not be good. And I don't know that I think that's arguable. Mike Tomlin's pretty good. Brian Flores, by the way, was pretty good. He beat Belichick 3 of the last 4 times. He was winning in a situation where evidently the owner was trying not to win. I think
this is about opportunities, not just looking at records.
Yeah. Jim Caldwell was good. Jim Caldwell was a good coach. The text I just got is right. They're black coaches with bad records. They're white coaches with bad records. The guy that the Raiders just hired had a bad record as a head coach. Bad record as a head coach.
Yes, he did.
He just got a second.
But he got the opportunity to learn and grow again, standing beside Bill Belichick.
Yeah. So, this is going to get emotional. I think this is going to create a bigger divide. And this is, but by the way, this is going to get louder. All right, tomorrow, I believe Danny Gonzalez will be with us. I don't have a time for you yet. It is signing day today, so we'll work on that. Jerry Palm will be with us tomorrow as well. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd will follow that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4 o'clock today, and then JJ will crack the mic from the pit. 6:30 tonight, Lobo women's basketball, Lobos and Colorado State. Adrian, great work always. You look comfortable back there, nice and warm. Hey, Marie, terrific.
Thank you.
Big day for you today.
Huge day.
Have a great call tonight. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will talk to you tomorrow.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Hi, I'm Joe with Everguard Roofing and Solar, and I'm proud to say I'm standing next to our University of New Mexico Lobo football quarterback, Terry Wilson. We at Everguard Roofing and Solar are active in our community, and we love the Lobos.
What I love about Everguard Roofing and Solar is their commitment to excellence, and that's what I'm all about. That's why I support this company, because they care about the people of New Mexico.
A hole in your roof or a whole new roof?